God, I hate that rooster. Good morning, everybody. Listen, you ever wake up sick and tired? Just sick and tired of being, well, sick and tired. I know I do. I've done it. Get tired of just being sick. Seems like you're sick and everybody else is healthy. Seems like that you just can't get over that cold, like our friend Jack's been going through. Well, I tell you what, there's a better answer, and sometimes it's not always a pill. Sometimes every time you go to a doctor, that's all they want to do is get out that little piece of paper or get on their computer and write a prescription. That's all they want to do. It's like there's a plan or something. And I'm not saying, I'm just saying, but it just seems like that's always the answer is another pill or another treatment. I take pills every morning. I take a pill before I go to bed. It's pills, pills, pills. Well, I think there's a better way. And a few, some time back, got to meet with Dr. Patrick Jones, herbalist. Got to meet our good friend Dwayne Hall, right? Got to meet some other people. And, found out you don't always have to have a pill. Sometimes you can grow it yourself. Sometimes it's out there in nature. And I tell you, I'm not a doctor, and I don't ain't going to play one on YouTube. Okay. And I'm not an herbalist. I don't know a lot about this stuff. I don't understand. I've tried some of them things, and doggone if some of those things work. And I think back to our grandparents and I think our great grandparents, I think back to the older generation. Well, they didn't run to the doctor for every little thing. Heck no. They had some homegrown cure. Might not have tasted real good. Ugh. In fact, I remember some of them tasting pretty bad. And it might not have even felt real good, thinking about camphophenique for things, thinking about alcohol for things. Didn't feel good, but by golly, it worked. Well, that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about growing medicine at home, you know, herbs for health and healing. And we're not here to knock modern medicine. There's a time and place for the ER, antibiotics, or advanced care, and thank God for it. But we are here to challenge the idea that the only place healing happens is behind a pharmacy counter. Because long before there were barcodes and brand names, there were gardens and grandmas. Healing didn't come in a bottle; it came from the backyard. So let me ask you a question. When was the last time you bought something from the drugstore? Maybe for a sore throat, a bug bite, or maybe a case of nerves, and thought, I bet I could grow this. If you're like me, probably never. Never even crossed my mind. We're trained to think healing only comes from experts, but growing your own herbs can change that. And it's not just about having something natural, although that matters. It's about reclaiming ownership of your health. It's about sovereignty. It's about knowing what goes into your remedies because you grew it. And that's empowering. And honestly, it's also incredible practical. Herbs like peppermint, chamomile, and calendula are cheap to grow. They're beautiful in your garden, and they pull triple duty. They feed your body, they soothe your soul, and guess what? They build a skill set. So we're going to break it down. We're going to talk about four herbs to start your homegrown apothecary. Now, before we go any further, let me say this. I'm not an herbalist, nor do I play one on YouTube. I am not a doctor, as I've already said. I'm not an administrator, and I'm not a Pinterest herbalist. I'm not any of those things. I will refer you to people like Dr. Jones. I will refer you to people like Dwayne Hall, people who do this, people who have experience. Don't just fall for every little thing that's on the internet. Okay. So, saying is do your homework because there are things out there that are great for you, but you got to be careful with it, especially if you already take a medicine for something and things of that nature. It can be dangerous, but you can do it. It's not this complicated. So, let's get into these four easy medicinal herbs that, well, I think anyone can grow. First off, peppermint. Now, who likes peppermint? I know I like peppermint. I like them little peppermint candies a lot, especially the soft, chewy ones, the kind of blueberry. I like them things. But peppermint, you know what you use that for? Ah, upset stomach, headaches, and congestion relief. How to grow it. This is even better. It loves moist soil and partial sun. And lately we've had enough rain to have that moist soil for sure and partial sun. But anyway, it'll grow like a weed, literally. Okay, so it's best in a container so it doesn't take over your yard. Now, if you've ever sipped, excuse me, pardon me, I'm going to stop, take a little break for a second, get me a cup of coffee. Ah, much better. Get a little wet on the whistle there. If you've ever sipped peppermint tea for a tummy ache, you already know the power of this plant. But did you know that peppermint oil or even a fresh crushed leaf can help clear sinuses or maybe ease a tension headache? Boy, I could have used that yesterday. Anyway, just rub it on your temples and boom, instant relief. How about that? And if you've got kids with motion sickness or digestion issues, wish I'd known this earlier. Fresh peppermint tea beats cherry flavored syrups every time. Anyway, number 2 on the list, chamomile. Now, I remember chamomile teas and stuff like this. Well, guess what? I didn't know this. It's a good sleep aid. You got a little trouble getting some sleep, get to sleep, or you got a little anxiety, good old chamomile tea will do you just fine. Uh, and anti-inflammatory to boot. So the old joints are hurting. That might help. Anyway, how to grow. It's easy from seed. Likes full sun. Might have been a little difficult lately, but it's there. Plant it in well drained soil and keep it trimmed. Chamomile is like a lullaby in plant form, gentle, reliable, and soothing. A warm cup of chamomile tea before bed can calm the nerves of little ones and us frazzled parents and adults too. You can dry the blossoms, store them in a mason jar, and make tea all winter long. And here's a bonus, it smells like apples and sunshine. Oh, yeah, good old chamomile tea. I remember that. It's been a while. Might have to dig back into that so I can get to sleep. Anyway, calendula or pot marigold, wound healing, skin irritations, and rashes. This is how you grow it. Bright, cheerful flowers that thrive in full sun. The more you pick, the more they bloom. Anyway, this is the unsung hero of a healing garden. Calendula is nature's neosporin. As much as I get cuts and nicks, this might be a good thing. Make a simple salve with dried petals and olive oil, and you've got a powerful remedy for cuts, scrapes, diaper rash, and dry skin. And get this, calendula is also antifungal and antimicrobial. It's like a pharmacy in a flower. Wow. Anyway, and the last one I want to talk about today. Now, these are by no means all inclusive. This is just 4 that we picked out. And that's our good friend basil. That's right. It's antioxidant rich, antibacterial, and it helps with mental clarity. Boy, could I use some of that right now. Anyway, how to grow. Easy in pots or in the ground. Likes heat and sun. Just pinch the tops to keep it producing. We all think of basil. I know that's where I did. We all think of basil as just a kitchen staple, a good, and it is, but it's also medicine. Tea helps with respiratory issues, and its oils can act as a natural bug repellent. It's rich in compounds that fight inflammation and support the immune system. Plus, fresh basil pesto can be downright therapeutic. Uh, Anyway, so here we go. That's that. So we've got to about 4 that you can grow, and there's a whole lot more, but we've picked those 4. Anyway, now let's talk about what are you going to do with it, how you store it, how to dry them, and how to use them just a little bit. So you've got the herbs growing in your garden or window box. Well, now what? Let's talk preservation. Drying. Harvest in the morning after the dew dries, but before the sun gets hot. Tie small bundles of herbs with twine and hang them upside down in a cool, dry place. Or spread them on a screen in a well ventilated room. Within a week or 2, they'll be crispy and ready. Now, storing. Glass mason jars with tight lids are your best bet. Keep them out of direct sunlight and away from heat. Now, label them with the name and date because once you've got a shelf full, they'll start to look a lot alike. I can see that happening. And use them. Teas. Steep a tablespoon of dried herbs in hot water for 5 to 10 minutes. Sweeten with some good local honey. Key statement, local honey. Anyway, you're making salves. You infuse herbs in oil over low heat. strain and mix with beeswax. Store in tins. Tinctures. Cover with herbs, with vodka, or glycerin. Let them sit for 4 to 6 weeks, shaking daily, then strain and bottle. It's surprisingly simple and deeply satisfying. I will stop right here. If you got questions, there's people out there that can give you the answers better than I can. Like I said, it's people like our friend Dwayne Hall and different ones. I know Zach Bauer, different ones. They do the herbal remedies and they do a lot of tinctures and stuff like that. So uh, you know, there's a lot of help out there for that. But anyway, now let's talk about real healing. Okay, tell you about a quick story. A woman named Amanda from Missouri. 2 years ago, my daughter had chronic eczema. We tried every cream from the store, and a friend gave us some calendula salve made from her garden, and it worked. Started growing my own. Now we make it for our neighbors too. Powerful, right? Or how about Josh in Oklahoma? He started growing chamomile to help his wife sleep better during pregnancy. One plant turned into five. Now he makes tea for friends, has a small roadside stand. I don't know. Anyway, just not healing bodies, it's rebuilding the community. That's what we're talking about here. Not just growing plants, but growing connection, resilience, and self reliance. All right. Now let's talk about this. Now, like I said, we've met with Dr. Jones and we've met with, of course, our good friend Dwayne Hall, and they've been teaching people and how to do this stuff. All right. And they said people think you need a degree or a lab, but our grandmothers didn't. They had mint in the yard or chamomile in the cupboard. You can start with one plant. That's all it takes. And that was the biggest advice. Pick one herb, grow it, learn it, use it, then move on to the next. Don't overwhelm yourself. Herbal healing is a journey, not a checklist. Okay, so pick it, learn it, take your time, and then figure out how to use it. Now, let's talk about an herbal apothecary starter pack. What all do we need here? Okay, you're ready. Here it is. Start small. Pick a couple of herbs you'll actually use. Okay, maybe mint and chamomile. Okay, but whatever, pick them. But ones you'll actually use. Grow what you can. Okay, whether it's in the windowsill, patio garden, whatever space you got. Harvest weekly. Keep your plants healthy and your jars full. Make it a family affair. Get the kids, get the wife, get them involved. Teach them to identify, harvest, and brew. And then build your shelf. Label your jars. Write down what worked. And this becomes your family's own remedy record. Kind of keeps an inventory going. And that's just how medicine becomes personal again. You know. And friends, I'm gonna tell you something. Healing just doesn't live in hospitals or store shelves. It lives in dirt and sunlight. It's patience and practice. Simple act of brewing a cup of tea from a flower you grew with your own hands. You don't have to be a homesteader. This ain't just a homesteader thing. To 20 acres, you can start today. Pot of basil in your kitchen or mint in your yard. Dried chamomile on the shelf. But here's the deal: when we grow medicine, we grow more than herbs. We grow knowledge. We grow confidence. And we grow in a lifestyle that says, I'm not helpless. I can take care of my family. I can steward my health. That's the heartbeat of self reliance. And that's the soul of the Farm to Table Show. So grow something good and love your people well. Just remember, healing is closer than you think. And I think back to all that stuff. I kind of mentioned my grandma earlier, and I seen Keith made a comment in there. Um, about our granny, some of the stuff she did that didn't take. Listen, they had some stuff that was pretty brutal, but it worked, you know. And I think back, they didn't run to the doctor. I said they didn't run to the hospital for every little thing, and they didn't. You know, we didn't get sick all the time, and if we did, there was a cure for it. Usually, it was dirt, great outdoors, but sometimes we actually got sick. You know, but, Imma tell you, it wasn't a run to the doctor. Now, sometimes it was they couldn't afford it, sometimes they didn't have time for it, sometimes they just had a nice cure right there in the house that solved a lot of things, and I don't remember, you know, people being sick all the time. Now, we've talked about our food and, like I said, sick and tired. I'm gonna tell you one thing you can help with a lot. Sometimes just slow down. That's it. Sometimes just slow down. I have to tell myself that all the time. Me and Keith were talking about it yesterday. Just slow down and get healthy. Slow down and let your mind and your body rest. I mean, that's it. Slow down and let your mind and body rest. Maybe put the devices down. I know it's contrary to myself. Don't do it from 6 to 6:30 in the morning, but put your devices down. Just take a walk. Get outside, you know, see nature a little bit. Maybe just sit on the front porch and sip that chamomile tea. Just a thought, folks. But anyway, here we go. Well, let's get into roll call. Let's do that. Let's go, man. There was a lot happening over here. So I'm going to scroll. Just glad everything seems to be working this morning. Apparently, Jack was in early. But anyway, Scotty, turn the lights on. Yes. Good morning, Barb Taylor. Glad to see you in. Good morning, Joy Bartlett. Good morning, Jeff. Muddy Acres. Yes, keep driving safely. There's Bro in this morning, starting the day off. Good morning, Ed Kirkpatrick. Good to see you, buddy. Let's see. And yes, Scotty volunteered to take care of the rooster. No, much like Keith said, leave the rooster alone. Uh, we're going to figure something out to do with the rooster that'll make it a little bit, a little bit of something else. But anyway, we're going to work on it. But anyway, let's see. There's all these good mornings, and I love that about y'all guys. Everybody talking to each other. And yes, Keith, there's definitely some pretty nasty stuff Granny had for medicine. Oh yeah, you didn't ask a lot of yeah, I'd run from some of that. Suddenly, I felt better. And driving and listening, said Jeff. Good, be careful, like he said. Don't worry, Terry, you weren't late. You'll be all right. And there's Dragon Donna with the Duncan Family Farm. Good to see y'all guys. Uh, and Scotty said they got a nor'easter coming in today. Oh no, lots of rain and strong wind. That ain't no good. Let's see. We'll get into the weather report here in a minute. TNT. I planted just the Terry said I planted peppermint this year, hoping to get a good batch growing. Good deal. Let's see. Keith said maybe I'll plant some peppermint out there. I've been using more herbs lately. Harvested yarrow the other day. It's been drying for a few days so far. And Jack had peppermint tea last night. Well, there you go. See, and then Scotty, I drink chamomile tea once in a while. It's been a long time since I had it. I used to do it quite a bit, but it's been a long time. And then Terry said, should get some. Mom loves it. Good deal. Anyway, what does sunshine smell like? Oh, you know, a good clear day. Anyway, sweat around me. Terry said, yeah, no kidding. Yeah. Let's see. Don't know, but it burns your nostrils. Let's see. Now this one here, I seen something funny happening. You have to watch that herb thing in the garden. Donna keeps taking over my vegetable tubs with more and more herbs. Oh, party foul. Encroachment penalty, as Keith said. Good stuff. Go, Donna, go. uh, thanks. Yeah, I love all this stuff y'all guys do. Jack threw you under the bus, Greg. Make herbal moonshine. Yeah, you're talking about the tinctures. I will tell you, listen, Dwayne Hall's hot and nasty. That's exactly what they are. Terry said last year they had mullein. I'm going to mess these up, but mullein, yarrow, and mimosa tinctures. Interesting. I'm glad Jack's feeling like teasing again for sure. Let's see. Yes, indeed. Glad he's feeling better. Elderberry tincture a couple of years ago, trying to get my elderberries going here. Uh, looking to do plantain this year, I hope. Been buying from Dwayne and Dr. Jones for what we've not grown or foraged. Two good sources. Uh, let's see. Herbs grow wild and can be foraged. Yes. And that's where you really got to be careful because uh, that's what I'm saying. It's learning and knowing what you are because there's some of those things out there that have a poisonous friend that look the same. So you got to be careful with that. And yes, Dwayne's got a great book on herbs. From what I've been told, generally the same. Okay. Talking about the different elderberries. Joy, I foraged for dandelion and currently making dandelion oil. Oh, and Keith brought up the quinine. Yeah. It's Joey Funny Forge. If you can find them, you got to know the right one. Yeah, good friend from same thing tastes like some things taste like cod liver oil and castor oil. Ah, yes, I remember the old castor oil. And let's see, Terry, slow down is hard. Yes, it is. It's very hard. Let's see what Ed had to say here. I had a neighbor growing a herb, but the law didn't like what he was growing. Guess what herb? Yeah, there is that natural herb there. Good one. Let's see. That's funny herb. Yeah, wacky herb. My Barb said my grandson's run from fire cider. Fire cider, it's a vinegary thing. But Keith loves it. But yeah, well, he just said that. I'm like, yeah, it's that's funny. Uh, oh, it's coming on a recent one of my shorts. Said someone concerned I got raw milk and hadn't planned to pasteurize it. Oh, the demon of raw milk. Uh, yeah, they have at least been civil. Yeah, no kidding. Noisy, busy, but world is full of men. We have hot and nasty. It helps. Yes, it does. It works like a charm. I got to get some more. Uh, okay, so that's caught up. All right, roll call over. Let's get into the weather. Let's see what the Redneck Weather Report has for us today, since hopefully Jack's feeling better. And I bet he's even got his hat on today. That was a funny story. Uh, anyway, let's see. All right, let's go over here and hit the old play button.
Good morning, Rednecks. It is 60 degrees this morning, May the 22nd, 2025. Got a 7-mile-an-hour southeast wind making it feel like it's 50. Good morning, Rooster. Making it feel like it's 58 degrees, and we're going to get to 82 today. God bless y'all. We'll see you again tomorrow.
All right. Well, thank you, Jack, for that. And anyway, yeah, nice weather out there in your part of the country. Uh, I'm hoping we got chances of rain starting later today again, all week till next week. But anyway, so on with the weather, on with the weather. Uh, well, listen, we're always trying to we got a certain routines and we kind of stick with them, but we also kind of like to change things up a little bit here on the old Farm to Table Show morning edition. And, I decided instead of homestead hacks, because I just spent 15, 20 minutes talking, uh, talking about, stuff to do. And so what's the other hack? I like this kid. Good morning, Rooster. Watch out for Scotty. Yeah. Yeah. I got to find him. Me and Rooster got to have a conversation. But anyway, the, so I said, well, let's try some stuff up. So I started random searching some stuff. And you know what? Remember back, I'm going to date myself, and some of y'all may know what I'm talking about. But there was a show called Arsenio, and it was an Arsenio Hall show. He was a comedian back in the day, and he had a little segment goes things that make you go and I always kind of liked that section, things that make you go So that's what we're going to do. I just thought random thoughts, but this is thoughts that'll make your brain kind of scratch itself. Scotty's on rooster watch. Won't be no roosters up in there. And yeah, Greg, Jack gets up before the rooster crows, no doubt about it. But anyway, here's just some thoughts to make your mind, because we ought to exercise our brain from time to time. Actually, regularly, daily. I don't mean overdo it, but you do need to exercise your brain. So here's a question. I'm going to ask four. I think I'll do four. Here's a question: if you weigh 99 pounds and you eat a pound of nachos, are you 1% nacho? Just a funny thought there. Or if you drop soap on the floor, is the floor clean or is the soap dirty? I don't know. Hmm. Uh, anyway, which orange came first, the color or the fruit? Hmm. And finally, if two vegans are arguing, is it still considered a beef? Just thoughts. I don't know. Just random thoughts. Oh, anyway, y'all can laugh and chuckle and comment. But anyway, we'll pick some more of those up today. But anyway, tomorrow rather, we'll pick some more of those up. Just some funnies there, just kind of little thoughts that make you go, Well, hey, good morning, Tracy. Glad to see you in there. Hi." And just some little funnies to make a person, breaking my brain. As it's those things. Oh, trust me, bro. The list over there is pretty long, and some of them I was cracking up last night reading them. But anyway, uh, and that's all it is. Try to have a little fun, be a little, have a little fun, and get that going. But anyway, as we're heading out on Thursday this week, we were on step number 2 in the farm to table. So 7 steps to self reliance. We were on step number 2 this week, which was grow something, anything. And we talked about growing, the grocery store, and we talked about growing your foods. We talked about oh, good gracious me. Oh my. We even, we talked about stuff this week. My brain's not awake to remember everything, but today we talked about growing herbs for medicine. We talked about cooking, just getting in the kitchen and cooking again, and how just one meal a day can make a difference. And don't do any good to have food and grow food if you don't cook it. And getting started, that's what we talked about. It's just taking those first steps, and that's where we're at. The first step one was becoming aware, and so that's becoming knowledgeable, becoming aware, of the systems and things you can do better, and that there's a different way, and maybe even a better way. Yeah, I would agree, Terry. More coffee needed. In fact, I'm going to do it right now. Ah, tasty. Anyway, um, and so we talked about all those things. And yes, Keith did just put out a video with me talking to Zach Bauer on self reliance. So, yeah, go check that out, please. Uh, and anyway, thank you, Tracy, for it's a pretty good show. But anyway, yes, that interview with Zach was a lot of fun. He's a super nice guy, super smart, and I've known him for a long time. I say known who he was for a long time. Met him last year in person for the first time, and then got to talk to him again at Okie. Looking forward to seeing him again come September. But anyway, super nice guy, and good at what he does. But anyway, so yeah, go check that video out. So anyway, we talked about those things, and then this week was step number 2, which is your actionable step. We will get into step number 3 next week. Tomorrow, of course, is um, Front Porch Friday, um, and I'm scrolling. I'm getting something here. That's the reason I'm. Sometimes I keep the notes on the phone. But anyway, okay, yeah. So step number 2 was grow something, grow anything. That was that first actionable step, and then next week is tomorrow's Front Porch Friday, first and foremost. So we'll be hanging out tomorrow. Uh, so if you want to be on panel tomorrow, we'll be there. I'll have the link up. Hey, good morning, E&D Livestock. Glad to have you with us, buddy. Getting in here today. But next week, step 3 is build your self-reliance skills toolbox. So that's what you can look forward to next week. That's what we're going to break down, because skills are the new currency of freedom. So anyway, we're going to break down some of that and get into some shows about the skill sets. And so I expect some good feedback and stuff from several of y'all that have some of those great skills, and we can share some. We're going to talk next week about that. So look forward to that. Quote of the day today goes right along with what we were talking about, growing your own medicines and stuff. A doctor is a man who writes prescriptions till the patient either dies or is cured by nature. A guy named John Taylor said that. A doctor is a man who writes prescriptions till the patient either dies or is cured by nature. Sounds about right to me. All right, real quick, upcoming events: Homestead Festival, June 6th and 7th, Hardison Mills near Columbia, Tennessee. Roy Feek's place. Go check that one out. You can find it out there on the Facebook and the Google machine and all that. Modern Homesteading Conference, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, June 27th through 28th. ModernHomesteading.com, or out there on the old Facebook and all that stuff. You can find information. Another great one out west. Then September 5th and 6th. Ozarks Homesteading Expo, Marshville, Missouri. Looking forward to that one, kicking off the fall run. Going to be a lot of great stuff right there. Good lineup, good press, good vendors. Looking forward to some goat's milk ice cream. It's going to be a good trip. Then, of course, Oklahoma Homestead Rendezvous, September 26th, 27th. Southeast Expo Center, McAllister, Oklahoma. We're looking forward to that one. It's getting bigger and better. Good. So Chris and Dodge and the gang are doing a great job getting that put together. And then Homesteaders of America Conference, October 10th and 11th in Front Royal, Virginia, to round out the season. And that has got a superb lineup. It's the granddaddy of them all. Huge event, and will be awesome. Anyway, uh, tell Tuck we said good morning when you wake him up. Anyway, uh, that's a wrap for today on the Farm to Table Show Morning Edition. Thanks for joining us as we strive towards building a stronger communities for now and in the future. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to hit the old like button, give us the thumbs up, share it with your friends, let them know all about us out there, and subscribe to our channels on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Rumble. It is the best way to stay connected and help grow the conversation about food, farming, and community. And as you've seen, Keith put the video link for the interview with Zach Bauer right there in the comments. So feel free to click on that, follow that on over there. Till next time, keep your roots deep, keep your vision growing. Good food starts with great people just like you. Remember, we are hashtag stronger together, hashtag think outside the big box store, and a whole bunch of other hashtags that float around here all the time. But anyway, think outside the big box store, shop local, finish it all out. And awesome, glad he's up, and look forward to seeing Tuck again sometime down the road in the future, and you guys and everything. But anyway, thanks everyone for being here. Be a blessing to someone today, even if it's just a smile. Be a blessing, and we will see you all on the other side. And yes, let's hand it over to Hank to take it on out of here.
No humans were harmed in the production of this podcast.